Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Cody, see what's going on. This is a request from one of my community members. Thank you, Jeff, for requesting that I cover this. Now, Cody is an interesting one, obviously, in the sense that how it's honoring its trend line. We got to kind of stick with that. But we also want to look at a few other things and find out why it broke out the way that it did here today. That being said, not a financial advisor. I love teaching people how to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. My goal is to help you become more self-sufficient as a trader, and at this point in time, I just want to thank everyone so much, of course, for all of your support. I have some amazing community members. Again, if you're not currently part of that, CryptoCache.tech is the website. I actually have a trading community, academy, and of course, I send out signals for every single trade that I take, so you can learn how to structure your trades effectively. One-click follow if you'd like, or auto trade essentially. But there's really cool options, and something that I think that most people struggle with is how to set up your trades correctly. So I cover all that, of course. That being said, looking here at Cody, let's go ahead and double check a couple of things. First of all, based on Fibonacci retracement levels here, we can see this previous resistance, now a support at 296. So basically 29.6 cents is essentially a new support level. And you can see the price tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before breaking out the sixth and final time. So again, the more often you test a resistance, the more likely it is to break. That's essentially what happened. It also consolidated right at support of about 27.7 cents, and that is essentially a support level as well. So we got two supports right around 27.7 and 29.6. Tentatively, we have a resistance at about 32.6 cents, which we can see is getting tested here today. Will it break above? We'll find out soon. It does look like it's got a lot more volume than ever before, and that is a big deal. More volume causes these things to occur. Okay. Again, when you start to dissipate in volume, things can kind of get weird. But here, it consolidated at that support/resistance level, had a nice little ascending type of pattern, and broke to the upside essentially. Okay. So again, a lot of good stuff here. Essentially, it's perfect. It's exactly the way things should work, and this is following that to the T. So ultimately, that's really good trading in that sense, and it's no wonder this broke out, and it definitely looks very good here. That being said, now that we understand perhaps why it broke out, is it going to continue? Well, here's a potential positive here. Okay, what I mean by that is when you break over 70 on the RSI, oftentimes you can hold above. Now, previously, just recently, it didn't do that, but that was roughly about a week ago. And that was because this first push didn't have a tremendous amount of volume, kind of tapered off as we can see. So for this to be able to maintain itself above 70 in the RSI, we'd want a candlestick close above 32.6 today, of course, for starters. But in general, we want to see more volume and continue that higher. If we can keep the volume coming, then we'll see Cody continue to increase in price. With diminished volume, price will decrease, and we potentially might lose this trend line here, which is this guy right here. And we'll just go ahead and push this up a little bit higher to see if it continues. So yeah, generally speaking, we are looking good here still for Cody. Just keep in mind that RSI being up over 70, that should effectively work as a support level as long as we can get the candlestick to close above 32.6. So I'd be looking for a close above 32.6 here today. Looking at the 4 hour, we can see we're kind of testing 70 in the RSI, which is perfect for the 4 hour time frame. When we see the RSI being tested on the 4 hour time frame, at least at 70, we can expect it to be a stronger resistance than other times. You can see the price break above 70, of course, don't get me wrong, but it's less common on the 4 hour time frame. You need a lot of volume to do that, which did occur here previously. But we don't have enough here at this point, and we're basically testing that key level resistance. So at this point, I think with the price being a bit on the overextended side, which it should be here if we look at TD sequential, actually we hit a 9 and got a reset barely. So truth be told, we could actually see another 5 more 4 hour candlesticks. Basically 20 hours worth of consolidation, increase to the upside as a potential. Again, as long as this volume continues. So once again, that being said, RSI on the 4 hour time frame, I would expect the price to pull back a little bit at this point. It does still appear to be overextended, but it does have some gas left in the tank to continue for at least another half a trading day. Okay, so another 12 to 24 hours, we could see that continue higher. All in all, looking very good here though on the 4 hour. Not extremely overextended, just moderately overextended. But oftentimes when you see a 9 on TD sequential, just keep this in mind, you usually see a turnaround following that. We saw a 9 here with a significant increase, and then of course it corrected itself there. We saw an 8 here, followed by a decrease, a 6 and a decrease, a 9 with no decrease. So again, that increased volume is maintaining the price point where it's at, but with us having, again, being at a 4 right now, the likelihood of a pullback is greater. So I would say that yes, we could see a continuation higher for the next 12 hours, but if it does, then we can expect a larger pullback, possibly all the way down to 29.6. Better case scenario, the price consolidates right here, goes sideways for a little bit at 32.6, and then maintains itself there and then legs up again. You actually don't want the price to continue much higher right now because it is overextended on the 4 hour, at least based on the relative strength and even TD sequential, if you ask me. Okay, so again, can it go higher? Yes. Do we want it to? No. That's kind of the bottom line there. Excuse me. All right, so look at the 1 hour to kind of summarize here. Ichimoku Cloud still gives us I wouldn't say a buy signal, but it's giving us a signal to let us know that we want to keep our long position open. Okay, so there's no reason to close it just yet. Just know in the next 12 to 24 hours, we'll see this lagging span intersect with the price action if it doesn't go any higher, and that would effectively give us a sell signal. Okay. So all in all, still very good shape. Last thing to look at is TD sequential here. Very sorry for that. Getting over a cold. If we look at the 9 here, we can see here's 2 9s. So we got 1 9 here, straight consolidation, comes back up to an 8. Actually, that was an 8, and then gets a little bit of consolidation too. So again, looking at TD sequential on the 1 hour is kind of just telling us that oftentimes when it hits a 9 or an 8, it'll turn back around. We're at a 6 right now, so there's potential for, again, a little bit more upside. But if we overextend ourselves, we'll see a correction. So again, sideways action from here would be perfect. If we see the price consolidate right around 32.9 and goes boring for the next 24 hours, that's what we want to see. Build that stable foundation of volume at this new key level support, and then leg up from there. Okay, it continues much higher from here, we're going to see a pullback, and we don't want to see all this good ground here essentially covered be for nothing if we push too hard too fast. Okay. But all in all, that's kind of where we're at here. I would say big picture, as long as we continue to ascend in this triangle or this continuation upwards, and the volume still continues to maintain itself. And what I mean by that is, we see this kind of volume, not this kind of volume, then we're going to be able to see the price continue to work its way up. It's going to still continue to get higher. And that being said, if we look at the most recent trajectory here, just say, at this lowest point recently, March 14th, that was just say roughly 3 weeks ago, we have had an increase of about 80% since then. So if we want to see another, 80%, or in this case 46% higher, we could be at the price point about 46.5 cents within the next 3 weeks. There's potential. Again, is it guaranteed? No, but it's looking very likely based on its overall projection here, as well as the trend line still holding. If this trend line continues to hold, we will be to 46.54 cents in a rough estimate of May 10th. So yeah, that's pretty close to about 3 to 4 weeks from now. So if it can continue to maintain this trend line, we will definitely be able to see that price point get hit. So I think 46.5 cents is very realistic for Cody. Just based on its history and how well it's done in the past, it can definitely do that again. But we got to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of groundwork to cover between now and then. Bitcoin breaks 50,000. I think we're going to see Cody hit that sooner. All in all, absolutely a good, good TA here in that sense. That the technical looks very good for Cody. So I think there's no reason for it to not continue. It has the volume, it has the continuation, and it's making nice higher lows. And that's the important thing here. So I think we're in good shape here. That's the easiest way to summarize it. All right, I hope you found benefit here, and I apologize once again for the raspy voice and obviously trying to clear my throat a few times. Unfortunately, my voice isn't fully recovered yet, but I do appreciate all of your patience and, of course, support too throughout the last few weeks and few months, honestly, too, just to everyone so far. I really deeply appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're not currently a community member, consider joining. CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link in the description below. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.